All right, so are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, fantastic. Today, we're talking about braiding machine operators.
Oh, very cool.
And we've got a ton of resources from RoleCatcher
Awesome.
to help you prepare for that big interview.
I
So
love it.
we're going to be talking about their career guide, their interview guide,
Okay.
and then we'll even look at their AI platform
Wow.
a little bit later on in the episode.
That sounds really useful.
Yeah, definitely. And now I think most people are probably pretty familiar with what a software developer does, but maybe not so much a braiding machine operator.
That's true. It's a bit more behind the scenes, isn't it?
It is, but actually they play a really important role in manufacturing
Oh, absolutely.
all sorts of products that we use every day.
Yeah.
So I think textiles, ropes, even some pretty high-tech stuff like aerospace components.
It's amazing where you find braided materials.
It really is. Yeah, it's everywhere. when you
Yeah.
start thinking about it.
For sure.
So let's break it down a little bit.
Okay.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide
Right.
gives us a pretty good overview of what a braiding machine operator actually does.
Yes, it does.
And it seems like it's a pretty hands-on job.
Oh, very much so. It's not just about pushing buttons.
Right. So you're supervising those braiding machines, making sure the fabric quality is up to snuff,
That's key.
and ultimately ensuring those products meet all those important quality standards.
And that's where a good mix of technical skills and observation
Right.
really comes into play because you need to understand how the machine works.
Right.
But you also need to be able to spot those tiny imperfections.
Exactly, yeah. And I think it's really interesting that the guide even talks about how technology is kind of changing this field. So we've got new machines, advanced software.
For sure.
So it's not just your grandfather's factory job anymore.
Yeah. You need to stay up to date, keep learning to be successful in this role.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about what they do, but is it the right fit?
Yeah.
That's the big question.
Yeah. So RoleCatcher also lays out some pros and cons,
Okay.
which I really appreciate. Because I think it's important to have the full picture. So on the plus side, you've got job stability,
Right.
hands-on work, opportunities to advance. You get to develop some really valuable technical skills.
Absolutely.
But of course, there are some downsides too.
Of course, there always are.
Yeah, so it can be physically demanding.
Yeah.
You might be doing some repetitive tasks and, there's that potential for some long hours.
That's true.
And even exposure to some noise and dust.
Yeah, the environment can be a bit challenging sometimes.
Yeah, so it's good to be aware of those
That's
before
right.
you kind of jump in.
Yeah,
Right?
sure. Making an informed decision is key. Exactly, yeah. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit to that interview because RoleCatcher's interview guide
Right.
is seriously about to become your best friend.
I like it.
We're going to go through some of the most common questions
Right.
that interviewers ask
Okay.
aspiring braiding machine operators.
Love it.
And we're going to give you the tips and tricks to knock their socks off.
All right, I'm ready. Are you?
I am.
Let's do it.
Okay, so even before we get into the questions, I just want to mention that RoleCatcher
Yeah.
has this really cool AI platform
Yes.
that can help you with your interview prep.
It's amazing what technology can do these days.
It really is, yeah. We'll talk about it in more detail later, but just imagine having a tool that can analyze your answers and give you feedback.
Wow, that's like having a personal interview coach.
It really is. Okay, so let's jump into the first question.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, this is a classic. Describe your experience operating braiding machines.
A classic for a reason, I'd say.
Seems pretty straightforward, right?
It does, but it's a chance to really showcase your passion
Okay.
and expertise.
So it's not just about listing every machine you've ever worked on.
Well, it's part of it, but what they're really asking is how comfortable are you in this world?
Okay.
Can you talk the talk and
Right.
walk the walk of braiding?
So more about demonstrating your comfort level than just like a laundry list.
Exactly. They want to hear about your hands-on experience, your problem-solving skills,
Okay.
your passion for the process.
And what if you haven't worked on a braiding machine specifically,
Okay, that's a good question.
but you have experience with other types of machinery?
That's where you draw parallels.
Okay.
Highlight those transferable skills.
So like troubleshooting, maintenance, that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yes, anything that shows you're a quick learner
Right.
can adapt.
Okay, good to know. So now here's where I tend to freeze up the follow-up question.
Oh, yeah, the dreaded follow-up question.
Yeah, so what if they throw something like,
Mm.
what type of braiding machine are you most familiar with?
Okay, this is where your research comes in handy.
So I should be prepared to discuss specific models.
Yes. Definitely. Look into the common types used in the industry. Yeah.
And is it helpful to kind of tie it
absolutely.
to the company I'm interviewing with?
That's a home run if you can do it.
So do a little research on their website, see what machines they're using.
Show them you've done your homework.
Okay, good tip. Okay, next question.
All right, bring it on.
All right, this one sounds a little intimidating. How do you troubleshoot braiding machines when they malfunction?
Okay, a classic problem-solving question.
You can feel my palms sweating already.
Don't worry, it's all about showing a logical approach to figuring things out.
So they don't necessarily expect me to know the answer to every problem.
No, but they want to see you think on your feet and use your resources.
So I should walk them through my process, like would I consult the manual?
Exactly. That shows you know where to look for information.
Would I check for error codes? Maybe try testing different components?
Yes. Walk them through those steps.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to mention collaborating with others or seeking expert help when needed.
Because it shows you're resourceful.
It does.
And you're not afraid to ask for help.
Exactly. Teamwork is key in any manufacturing setting.
Okay. And I bet they'll probably dig deeper with a follow-up. Like,
oh, most definitely.
Can you give me an example of a time when you successfully diagnosed and fixed a machine problem?
This is where the STAR method comes in.
STAR method.
Yes.
Yeah.
Situation, task, action, result.
Okay, so tell a story.
Yes.
With a beginning, a middle.
Exactly.
And a happy ending, hopefully.
Right, with a positive result, and that's how you really demonstrate your skills. Absolutely. A good story makes all the difference.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident already.
That's what we like to hear.
All right, let's tackle the next question.
Okay, so moving right along. Next question. What is your understanding of the different types of braids produced by braiding machines?
Oh, okay. So this is where I need a little help, I think.
All right, I'm happy to break it down.
Because in my mind, a braid is a braid.
I know, right?
Right. What's so complicated about it?
But actually, there are a lot of different types of braids out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've got flat braids, round braids, tubular braids.
Wow.
And each one has its own unique structure and application.
So it's about choosing the right braid for the job.
Exactly. Think about a shoelace. That's a flat braid.
Right.
But a climbing rope, that needs a strong round braid.
Okay, that makes sense. So how do I answer this question then?
All right, so keep it simple.
Okay.
Focus on the key differences between those braid types.
Okay, so like, are they flat, round, tight, loose?
Yes, exactly. Those characteristics.
Okay.
And then most importantly, connect those to real-world applications.
So think about the products that use braids, like belts, ropes.
Exactly. Hoses, medical devices.
Wow, I had no idea.
It's amazing where you find braids.
It's that diverse.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure they'll have a follow-up question for me, like...
oh, yeah, they're going to want to test your knowledge.
Right. Like, what type of braid would be best for a high-strength rope?
Exactly. So you need to be prepared to talk about those properties.
Okay, so would I say like a tightly braided round braid?
Yes, that would be a good start.
Using something strong like nylon or polyester.
Perfect. You're getting it.
Okay, good, good. All right, taking notes. Next question. This one is all about efficiency.
Let's hear it.
How do you ensure that the braiding machine operates at optimal efficiency?
Okay. Efficiency. A key concept in any manufacturing setting.
Right, so it's not just about keeping the machines running.
Well, that's part of it, but...
it's about making sure they're working at their best, right?
yes, it's about understanding that a well-maintained machine is a productive machine.
So what kind of things should I talk about?
Talk about your approach to routine maintenance.
Okay.
Cleaning, lubrication, inspections.
So kind of like giving your car a regular tune-up.
Exactly. You want to prevent those breakdowns.
Right, right. And if I've done something like above and beyond...
oh, absolutely.
improve efficiency, I should mention that.
Definitely brag about those wins. Show them you're proactive.
So, like, if I tweaked a setting that reduced waste or something.
Yes, that's a great example.
Okay. And I'm sure they'll ask for a specific example, like...
oh, for sure.
Have you ever identified a way to improve machine efficiency beyond the standard procedures?
That's when you bring out the STAR method again.
Okay, got it. All right, this next question sounds tough.
Hit me with it.
Describe a time you had to troubleshoot a complex issue with a braiding machine.
All right, another chance to showcase those problem-solving skills.
I could just imagine staring at this tangled mess of threads and feeling completely lost.
Well, remember, it's not about knowing all the answers right away. It's about your process.
So how would I even begin to answer this question?
Think about the steps you take when faced with a challenge.
Okay.
Would you start by checking the manual?
Right.
Analyzing error codes, testing different components systematically.
Okay, and the STAR method comes back into play here, right?
Absolutely. A compelling story will make those skills come alive.
So I need a good example where I really, save the day.
Exactly. Describe the problem, the steps you took, and the resolution.
Okay, I'm feeling ready to channel my inner Sherlock Holmes. What's next?
All right, let's talk about multitasking. Next question. How do you prioritize your tasks when operating multiple braiding machines simultaneously?
Oh, that sounds stressful, like machines beeping, threads flying everywhere.
It can be a bit hectic, but it's all about having a system.
So how do I convince them I can handle the chaos?
Talk about your approach to prioritization.
Okay.
Do you focus on deadlines?
Mm-hmm.
Use a checklist, maybe visual aids?
Right.
And communication is key here.
So keeping the team informed.
Exactly. That shows you what understand the bigger picture.
Okay, so a follow-up question might be something like, what happens when two machines need your attention at the same time?
Yes.
How do you decide which one to prioritize?
That's a good one. You'd need to assess the situation.
Okay.
Consider the severity of the issue, the impact on production.
So it's about making those tough decisions on the spot.
Exactly. Showing your ability to think critically under pressure.
Okay, this next question is all about quality. How do you ensure the quality of the braids produced by the machine?
Quality control is one of the most crucial aspects of this role.
Right, so it's not just about quantity, it's about making sure those braids are top-notch, right?
Exactly. They want to see your attention to detail and your understanding of quality standards.
So should I talk about things like regular inspections?
Yes, that's a good start.
Using tools to measure the quality.
Absolutely. And mention any specific techniques you use.
And what about those times when a quality issue does pop up?
Okay, this is where you show how you handle those situations.
So should I have an example ready?
Yes, a specific example where you identified a quality issue, investigated the cause, and took steps to resolve it.
Okay, so it's all about problem solving and making sure those standards are met.
You got it. All right, next question. This one's all about teamwork. Describe your experience working in a team environment.
Okay, so this one seems pretty simple.
It does, but there's more to it than just saying you're a team player.
Right, of course.
You need to back it up with concrete examples.
So think about times when I really collaborated effectively.
Exactly.
Like helped someone solve a problem or took initiative on a project.
Yes, those are great examples. And, interviewers love those curveballs.
Oh, tell me about it.
They might ask something like, describe a time you had to work with a difficult teammate. How did you handle the situation?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It is, but everyone's been there at some point.
That's for sure.
The key is to focus on your conflict resolution skills.
Okay.
Did you listen to their perspective? Did you communicate your concerns in a constructive way?
So it's about showing I can handle those tough interpersonal situations.
Exactly. Maturity and professionalism are key.
Right. Okay, final question in this set. What steps do you take to ensure the safety of yourself and others when operating a braiding machine?
Safety, a top priority in any manufacturing environment.
Absolutely. So beyond the obvious stuff like wearing safety glasses, what kind of things should I highlight?
Emphasize your knowledge of the machine's safety features, the operating procedures.
So things like lockout, tagout procedures.
Exactly.
Keeping my work area clean and free of hazards.
Yes, all those details matter.
And reporting any potential problems immediately.
Of course, that shows you're proactive about safety.
And, they'll probably ask for a specific example like...
Oh, for sure.
Have you ever identified a safety hazard? What did you do about it?
So be ready with a story that highlights your safety-conscious approach.
Got it. All right, so we've gone through all those tough interview questions.
We have. It's been quite a workout.
It has, yeah. But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to that AI platform.
Oh, yeah. RoleCatcher's secret weapon.
RoleCatcher has. Yeah. Because it sounds like it can really...
Oh, can edge.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
So you can practice your answers and get feedback.
Exactly. It analyzes your responses.
Wow.
Picks up on things like filler words.
Okay.
Awkward pauses. Even your body language.
So it's like having a mirror.
It is.
But for my communication skills.
Exactly. So you can see how you come across.
And what about my resume? Because, honestly, I always struggle with Yeah, tailoring it to each job can be a pain.
Tailoring it to each specific job description.
Well, that's where the CV resume builder comes in.
Oh, yeah.
The AI analyzes those job descriptions,
Mm-hmm.
identifies those keywords,
Okay.
and helps you craft a resume that really stands out.
So it's not just about what I've done.
Right.
It's about how I present it.
Exactly. Highlighting those relevant skills and experiences.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And what about that skill gap identification?
Oh, yeah, that's a really cool feature, too.
Because I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with.
It is, knowing what skills to develop.
Is knowing, where do I need to improve, right?
Exactly. Well, the AI compares your skills to the requirements of those jobs and suggests areas for you to focus on.
So it's like a personalized roadmap for my career.
Absolutely. Use these tools to refine your skills, boost your confidence, and really shine in that interview.
Well, this has been such an insightful deep dive into the world of Braiding Machine Operator.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. We talked about the role itself, those tricky interview questions, and even how AI can help us.
It's amazing how technology is changing the game.
It really is.
Yeah.
So before we go, I just want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
Okay, I like it.
We've talked a lot about the technical side of being a braiding machine operator.
Right.
But there's also this element of artistry to it.
Oh, absolutely. It's about creating those intricate patterns and textures.
Yeah, it's about taking those raw materials and turning them into something.
It's like a blend of precision, creativity, and a touch of magic.
Beautiful and functional. So as you step into this world, remember to embrace both sides, the technical and the creative.
I love that.
And we wish you all the best.
Yes, best of luck.
In your career journey.
And remember, the world of work is constantly changing. Stay curious, stay adaptable, and never stop learning.
Great advice. We hope you enjoy this deep dive. Don't forget to check out RoleCatcher for more career resources and those fantastic AI tools. Until next time, keep exploring and keep braiding.